How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the former SNL cast member and also former senator from Minnesota, Al Franken, regretting his resignation from the Senate back in 2017 after at least 7 different women came forward with sexual harassment allegations. Now, I got to back up a little bit here to explain what's happening and to put things in context so you understand why I personally disagree with what he's saying about, oh, he shouldn't have resigned, this, that, and the third. Now, Al Franken, of course, is a Democrat, big-time liberal, big-time never-Trumper. During this whole thing against Trump with Access Hollywood, Al Franken was one of the main guys talking about, oh, you got to believe women and, Trump can't say things like that on tape. He admitted to rape and sexual assault on tape. Although on the Access Hollywood tape, Trump did not say anything about sexual harassment or doing things without a woman's consent. Quite the opposite. He said, when you have money, when you're rich or whatever, women let you do whatever you want. Now, what does let mean? Now, I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not Albert Einstein over here, but I thought the word let means to allow, to give consent, to give permission. None of those 3 things I just mentioned have anything to do with rape or sexual assault or an unwanted advance of any kind. It's called giving consent. Al Franken, on the other hand, does not have that same defense in his back pocket. This picture on the screen before you is what one of the accusers brought to the table. She's saying, look, this man sexually harassed me, maybe even sexually assaulted me when I was sleeping. I could not give consent. I did not want him to do that. Okay. Now he's trying to say, oh, I was just horse playing, taking the picture, and I didn't really mean anything. And I'm seeing all kind of people jump through hoops. They're saying, oh, he wasn't really touching her. I can't really tell. Imagine if Al Franken did that to Michelle Obama when she was asleep on a plane. What would Barack Obama think about that? How about Michelle Obama herself? It would not go very well. See, the reason why people are trying to defend this guy, Al Franken, is because, number one, they're liberal Democrats and they're trying to circle the wagons around all liberal Democrats. It doesn't matter what they do. They can be terrorist sympathizers. They can be sexual assaulters, criminals, whatever the case may be. They want to circle the wagons around them. Okay, that's the first thing. But the second thing is that this person, who is, by the way, Leeann Tweeden, she's now a radio host. They don't know who she is, really. She's kind of light-skinned, kind of fair-skinned. They may think she's a white woman, although I don't believe she is. If anything, she's mixed with different races. But they don't know who she is. Because like I said, if that were Michelle Obama or a very prominent so-called person of color that was easily identifiable as a person of color, then it would be a different story. Then Al Franken cannot come back and say, oh, well, I shouldn't have resigned. I should have fought the case and went before the Senate hearing. He couldn't do that if the person were a different person. It's very simple. And the reality is, it doesn't matter who that person is. You shouldn't be able to touch the person's breast or play like you are and then not get any kind of kickback when you, Al Franken, are one of the main ones that say, oh, you got to treat women well. You got to believe women. You got to respect women. Okay, if that's your viewpoint, if you think that what Trump said on the Access Hollywood tape is the equivalent to rape or sexual assault, then what you did in the picture right here has to be worse. Trump was talking about getting consent from a woman to touch her in different places. You, on the other hand, are in this picture smiling at the camera. It's your face. I see you. You admitted that it's you. The person said it's you. People that were around on the planet at the same time know that it's you. Ain't no denying that it's you. You are touching this woman's breast or playing like you are without her consent. So that puts you in the same category or worse than what you put Donald Trump. What's happening to him right now, or why he resigned, is all his fault. You can't come back now and say, oh, I shouldn't have resigned. Why not? People on the left talking about, oh, there's a lot of evidence that these women were lying. Would that same kind of treatment be given to a Donald Trump? They're saying that he has raped women that have not even come forward. People that, or just, mysteriously might exist because of the Access Hollywood tape. And Brett Kavanaugh, that's another example right there. The left, some of the same left that just dog piled on him, treated him like trash. They're now trying to say, oh, well, Al Franken, some of the accusers are not really credible. just really silly stuff. It's funny how when these people on the left do certain things like this, oh, it's not really a big deal. You try to sweep it under the rug. A person on the right being accused of the same thing or even less, that's kind of in the same category, like Trump. Oh, it's the end of the world and we got to impeach. We got to remove him from office. They got to go to jail right now. As I close, I want to say this. Al Franken, look, I know you regret resigning, but hey, it ain't no take backs now. What's done is done. Don't try to throw others under the bus talking about, oh, Trump's in the White House still, but he's an admitted sexual assaulter. No, he's not. He said women let him do certain things because of who he is. You, on the other hand, got to be a little creep and touch breasts when a person is knocked out or pretend to touch. Like, why would you even do that? What are you thinking about? And if that's out there, you can't really defend it after what you said about Donald Trump. That has to be in that same category. So don't regret what you did. You did the right thing according to your own standards. You made your bed. Now you got to lie in it. So that's pretty much all I got. What say you? Do you think that Al Franken should have resigned back in 2017 because of the sexual harassment allegations against him? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or should he have not resigned? Should he have stayed in office? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. He should have resigned, in my humble opinion, because of what he said. If you're going to set standards, you got to lead by example and follow those standards you set for yourself and others, okay? Don't set standards for someone else and not have it apply to you. If I'm going to be a leader, if I'm going to be somebody that is in charge or any kind of role model at all, any kind of position of power, if I tell my subordinates or my colleagues or anyone else to do a certain thing, I got to do the same thing they're doing. I can't just, set it off on them and live by a whole different standard myself. That's not how people are supposed to operate. Al Franken is getting the crash course in that, and I'm glad that he has been getting the crash course in it. Hopefully others in the Democratic side of things get that same memo. People like Justin Fairfax, Ralph Northam, Mark Herring over in Virginia, the KKK costume and blackface and 2 sexual assault victims. If you're going to say that Trump is a racist, Trump is a white supremacist, Trump is a rapist, then you guys got to all resign. If you say that Trump is all those things and he should resign, you lead by example. You're being accused of the same things. You have allegations against you. You have pictures. You have confessions. I think it should be a pretty open and shut case. Don't let it be a double standard. Don't have one set of rules and standards for yourself and another for other people. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.